Okay guys, hey, I'm back. Just got done walking George, doing my walk. Still a little chilly. It's getting nippy out there. This is part 5. Part 4 is uploading. I've got the box. I put it back together. I went ahead and put my hardware on. One thing that I wanted to say about this, after you get your pieces on right away. Now, I use this embossing tool, but I have an embossing tool that has one of them that came with it. It's a very small, that's not even the side I use. See how small? Can you see? Let me zoom in. Can you see how small that ball is on there? I mean, there's barely one on there. You know, that one's bigger. But I use this small one, and I use this instead of something sharp because you see me when I was painting and stuff, I kept going back in my holes with this tool so they wouldn't get blocked up. Glue, it's going to block it up, it's going to harden. And I learned on the first box I did, it's hard to find them holes again after you put your paper and stuff down. So as soon as you get your paper glued on, take something like this and, you know, if you can feel your holes, and then stab this in there, it'll push through the paper. I don't use something that's pointy just for the fact that how this box is made. Now this box is from China, so it's not the best. When you take the screws out, the wood is rough. If you think you're at the hole and you're not, you're just where some of the wood has lifted up. If you have something like this, all you're going to do is make a slight indent in that paper. If you have something that's sharp, it is going to pierce that paper, and you don't want to pierce the paper in the wrong place. So I recommend using something like this that's rounded, and when you find the hole, it'll push through it with no problem, and you're not ripping your paper. So that's what I did. I went around the box as soon as I was done and then went ahead and put my hardware back on here. And a suggestion for anybody that hasn't done this before, and I do from the bottom to the top. I don't know why, but that's how it works for me. It's easier for me to hold on to this smaller lid after I've attached it to the bottom, into the bigger part, than it is to attach up top and then try and hold this big thing even, okay? So I do it from the bottom and then attach my top. And another suggestion that I do have is when you're putting these little, now I can't even think of what they're called now, but when you're putting these on, I lay my thing down, my bracket down, and then I push these. Now these screws had a point on them, and I push the tip into the hole, then get my screwdriver, I have a small screwdriver for it, in there, and I start screwing it down. I screw it probably about 3/4 of the way down, only 3/4 of the way down, for the simple fact that, again, this is made in China, and they're not even. Your screw holes are not even. And where this lays, where your bracket lays, if you have it more to this side, you're going to cover this other hole up, okay? It's not going to match up right. Then you're going to have to take it apart and do it again. So I only screw it 3/4 of the way down, and I make sure that my bracket is pushed over to this other hole. And when you're doing that, you may just barely see the hole. Like on, oh wow, you couldn't even see. Ha! I'm still zoomed in. I'm sorry. Like on this one over here, these aren't even, and they're actually, this one is sitting at a slant because it just barely had enough room for the tip of the screw to sit right. And that's how it was when I bought it. So you got to make sure that you get this first one in, screw it half, 3/4. I do 3/4 of the way down, and then push your bracket over, because by then it's holding the bracket just so, you know, you want it just to hold the bracket a little bit but still movable. Then push it down, push it over, and get your other screw in there and start tightening that down, okay? and then you can go back and tighten this one up. And you'll have to do the same up here, but you will have to maneuver them sometimes, so just be aware of that fact, okay? And that's it. That's enough talking. I'm not going to paper the inside. What I'd like to do, and it's going to have to wait until I have, I'm going to get some white material. I don't have white material. I've got to get some white material, and I'm going to stamp it with my script stamp, and I'm going to put some bedding. I'm wanting to call it bedding. You know, stuff you stuff, you know, your toys and stuff with, stuffing. I'm going to put that down in there, and I'll actually make a pocket out of my fabric and put it in there and lay it in there. That way I can take it out, wash it, whatever I want, okay? So for right now, I'm going to put this in here though. Make sure my things are pushed up. Yeah. Is that not going to go in there? What's going on? It doesn't want to go in there. I might have got hot glue up too far. So it's down on that side. How does it look? That looks good. And I think actually I got a lump of hot glue right there, so I'm just going to press that. I don't want to break it, but I want it to be snug like this one is. And I actually like that. It'll do until I get a picture of Joe and I in there. So, and then next thing we are going to do, I got my glue gun on. I'm going to move that paper towel out of the way. Move this out of the way. We're going to look at some, I don't want to lose my screws. I decided I'm not going to do it on the front. I'm not going to put my stuff, my hardware on the front. I actually think I'm going to use one of my bling flowers that I used as a handle to go up and down. So that's still got to have a piece of cardboard put on the back of it. And I'm not sure. I have some paper flowers. I have some flowers that I've made, fabric flowers. I have some more paper flowers that I've made. I have some semen that I will probably use because I like to use it. I actually have some pearl sprays. I guess I'm going to have to figure out a better way to keep these in a baggie because they're getting bent. Take some of them out. Put that over there. Put that up there. And I have some little acrylic, you know, look like diamonds, I guess. And I have bling on a roll, and I have my Diamante chain. Okay, so I'm not sure. Okay. I'm going to cut a piece of this. And I want to make sure that I have it long enough to go around. I don't know if I want to use this or my Diamante chain. Because this is silver. The chain has like a gold tone to it. I'm not sure how that would look. And I want it to go on the outside, this rim. like that. I do have 4mm flatback pearl string, but I don't. That looks nice. Ah, my Diamante chain is coming all undone. Okay, let's see. Let's get this right. Actually, well, I know it's not the same size, because the bling on the roll that I have is 3mm and this is 2. And I like that too. Let's see if we can do them side by side. The bling on a roll fits perfect. I mean, it does fit perfect. But the Diamante is more dainty. I think I like that. If I can handle it good enough. And where my fingers like to drop everything. Let's see. So is it okay if it just goes around the bottom like that? I think so. And I'm going to use, let me get my papers out of the way, my flowers out of the way. I used Glossy Accent for the pearls the last time, so Amanda's not said anything about anything falling off. I'm just going to have to wrap it up because I want to make sure I have enough chain to go around, because I'm going to start from the top. It'll be easier for me to maneuver it. Yeah, I like that very well. And it's ready to go. Having a hard time seeing. No, it's not ready to go. I didn't feel like it was. Well, so much for my tip working, guys. I swear, it usually does. Now I have to put my fingers in everything. Wow, it still doesn't want to come out. Sorry. Oh, what is going on with it? It's coming out, but I mean, it's very hard, and it usually isn't. Must be something stuck. It's needing to flow around. Now let's see what it does. Oh, there you go. Okay. So there must have been something partly clogging it. Okay, let's start this again. I'm going to be gentle because I don't want it to, I do want it to stay off of it for a second. I'm going to have to, Jane's got these things that have a real fine point. I'm going to have to email her and see if the point is finer than what the Glossy Accents is. Because I don't mind changing. Bottles. If it has a, she's got some bottles on her site that have a real fine applicator tip. In which I have a new bottle of Glossy Accent, but I don't know how you could get much, how I could get a much smaller hole. That Glossy Accent does very well with this. It just grabs right on there. Don't do that. I don't want Glossy Accent all over everything. I gotta figure out where it's gonna end. Right there. I think that, wow, I really like that. I think that turned out really good. What do you guys think? Can you see the, I don't know if you guys can see the Dementis or not. I can't tell. That video screen's way too small for me. But I really like how that turned out. And I see a little, if you get Glossy Accent, try and wipe it off as fast as you can, because Glossy Accent will, it'll leave glossy, it'll dry glossy, and you'll just have a spot of gloss. And I'm not sure if I'm going to coat this or not. If I didn't do the top, I could have used a soft matte gel that I used to put it down with, but I'm still not sure if I wanted to use the Gloss Luster from Mod Podge on it, or actually just leave it the way it is And just from handling over time, you know it's going to wear and stuff. And with the kind of paper it is, I think that would look nice too. So I haven't decided that yet. If I do, I'll just take it outside later on and spray it with that gloss luster. But oh yeah, I'm really happy. Happy with that chain. Okay, now for flowers. I'm not sure. I really wanted to use one of my rosettes. I love that. I love that right there. And to be honest, that's pretty enough. Just like that is simple enough. I have one of these I can put. I don't like that though, it's not white. I have several clusters. I don't like that. Where's my roses? Although I do have more. Pink ones. And these are just flowers I bought myself, guys, or made myself. I didn't buy them. These are bought. They're not Wild Orchid Crafts. They're them China ones, but I wanted to see. Now I know for a fact I'm not liking that up there. Do I like that? No, I don't like that. Do I like that? No, I don't like that either. Obviously, I'm being picky. To be honest, I am just liking that. I'm liking... Do I want to do it on both sides? No. I don't want it on both sides. That's too much. No. Actually... No, I definitely don't like that one. I'm gonna be honest, guys. I'm liking it very, very simple. And I'm liking that right there. It may be plain to a lot of people, but that's okay with me. That's okay. Is that in the middle? Yeah. And now I took all this stuff out. What I do with my glass bead that I wanted to use. There it is. Yep, that will Will that cover? Yep, that'll cover. I got two. I only need one. Feels like there's more than one there. Just might be the thickness of my thing, I guess. Okay, now how do I want that to go on there? Because that's 5, it's not 6, it's not... It's not an even number. Okay, I want it right there. So I had to call the sheriff's department today because Joe didn't have time to report my jewelry and stuff, so I called and put that on there, and I'm just going to stick it right between these two holes and hold it because I want and put the holes in the paper and then changed my mind about putting the original hardware back on the front of it. I don't want to push down on my flower, which it looks like I've already have a little bit. It's looking a little rough. And got my jewelry in there, so that's at it. And I told him we were going Sunday. And we'll go to the barn and the house and look through everything and document more stuff that we know for sure is missing. And I'm just really, really glad that I went over a few weeks back and grabbed my... Oh, look, that'd make a nice handle. I can see that, though. I can see the paper. But I can't do it on the bottom. That's the only thing. My lid's not big enough, it'll catch and it'll stop it from closing. So, what do we do? Well, I even like that first of all. Okay, there's my ink. I am going to try and have a very steady hand. And that's not going to work. Why I can get under it, that won't work. Aww. That makes me sad. So, I guess the only thing that leaves is adding glue. Nope. We're going this way, guys. Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing, but that's okay. Let me just figure out how long it's going to be. That's part of figuring out what you're doing. It's like that song, That's How I Roll. We roll like that. I love those movies. And I love that song. Okay. And then the only thing I can say is I'm just going to drop the, where'd that go? That one flying out. Don't be on my box. I don't see it, so I think we're safe. I don't know where it went to, but it went flying. I'm just going to drop it down around my box. And I use glossy accent for anybody wondering instead of the glue gun because you'll see that glue. That glue will push out and you will see it. Where's my thing? I think I'm just making a mess of this right now, to be honest. This needs to come down this way more. Push it down in the glue. This is when I wish I had Mama Kendra here right now because she alters boxes and I know I've seen her alter boxes and I know she would have just said, hey, go with this, do that. She'd have had it figured out in a heartbeat. I'm still figuring it out as I go. She's very, oh man, she has beautiful stuff. That piece has got to come off. Thank you. Shove you down there, shove you down there, and there we go. Okay, oh my goodness, I'm done. And I like it from my home. It's not over the top for Joe. It's subtle, but it's still, I think, pretty. You know? So, anyway, guys, that's the Alter box and 34 minutes just to put on that little bit of bling. I ought to be ashamed, but I'm not. Like I said, that's how I roll. So, hey, guys, thanks for hanging out with me, and I will catch you guys later. Bye.